on a case instituted against Honorable Mike Sonko as the former governor of Nairobi City County for events he did in the efforts he had initiated to have public land revert back to the Nairobi City County as documented. Now, one of the properties that His Excellency had pursued to revert back to the Nairobi City County was the land adjacent to the present fire station. That fire station has been without room for expansion because one of the persons owning a property next to it, Muthithi Investments Limited, had claimed that that land had been lawfully allotted to them. When the governor, Honorable Mike Sonko, was the governor of Nairobi City County, he had indicated to the relevant authority, the CEC of Lands, that it was necessary that the documentation be in conformity with what actually is the factual position and not a contrived position, not a position that could not be reflected in documents and legally speaking. So upon the verification of the excision, unlawful I might add, of the land that was allocated to the fire station, then the relevant department, that is the physical planning department of Nairobi City County, issued an enforcement notice under and pursuant to the Physical Planning Act. So when His Excellency then sought to pursue the reversion of that land back to the Nairobi City County, Muthithi Investments initiated a court case which was supposed to be heard today, and he placed before the court this bundle of documents to indicate that the allegation that the land was lawfully excised and taken away from the Nairobi City Council for the expansion of the adjacent land, then they have sought now to withdraw their case. He was ready. He was prepared. The officials from the Nairobi City County, in particular the CEC in charge of lands, was prepared to come and document and show the documentation, present to the court the evidence to back up what His Excellency, as he then was the governor of Nairobi City County, had indicated, had expressed. The fight for the reversion of public land to the Nairobi City County was then being demonstrated as a personal attack of entities, persons who had then acquired that land by His Excellency. What is it that has happened to our country? That a person in leadership who then seeks to secure public land that has been illegally, unlawfully, or otherwise not procedurally acquired by an entity is branded a person who is against so-called development, against proprietary rights, when in fact land belonging to the county is reserved and set aside for expansion of the county facilities, provision of public services. Today, we have fires erupting all over the Nairobi City County. Is a constricted space that he sought to secure expansion of within the land that had been set aside for Nairobi City County sufficient? With a growing population, with the increment of the entities and persons in need of fire services, he sought then to have that land revert back to Nairobi City County. He came prepared. When a person comes to court and then he sees the evidence stacked against him and he seeks and chooses to withdraw the case, can he be blamed? Where is the consistency in fighting for public land in this country? When we have that sort of action and then you brand someone who was fighting for public land as an enemy of development, then there's something wrong with our society. There's something wrong with our nation. Those entities that are actually empowered within the law to protect public land, they are failing in their duties. They are failing in their responsibilities. And then when someone does it, and they need the protection of the law, then there's something failing in our system when that does not materialize. Will that land then remain away, removed, and excised from the fire station? Possibly. He's no longer in control of Nairobi City County. Who will ensure that that land actually goes back, reverts back, and is actually property of Nairobi City County? We can only hope. We can only pray. But in the meanwhile, let it be known that he sought to secure the reversion of land that actually had been reserved for the Nairobi fire station. And I must challenge the present government. Do we have other land that has been reserved for fire stations in any of the Nairobi 17 sub-counties? Do we have a fire station, for instance, in Makadara? Do we have a fire station in Kasarani? Do we have a fire station land in Langata? If a fire erupts in Langata, why do we have to have a fire station, a fire engine vehicle move from the fire station right up to there? There is a problem with our planning. There's a problem with our county affairs, and we must take the necessary action. And those who are tasked with this must rise up to the occasion. But alas, he who sought to pave the way was kicked out. And there was an allegation, in fact, made by the claimant in this case that His Excellency had defamed them in saying that that land had been unlawfully acquired by them. For them, they chose this forum of the ELC court to come for defamation. But for defamation, then you have to go in a civil court. We do not know why he chose to come to a land court to claim that he had been defamed by His Excellency. But surely if he had been defamed, then he should have come and taken the opportunity to come and clean his name here, but not run away. But now we hear that he no longer is interested in this case. If you have been defamed, obviously, the best way to do is to confront he who you say has defamed you. Yes. And there was, in fact, a decision that was made up against him, that he had said that Mike Sonko had defamed him. And Mike Sonko said, I'm ready to come and show that I've not defamed you. I'm ready to come and table the evidence to demonstrate that there have been judgments against you, decided already, that you have taken public land in Moranga, you have taken public land elsewhere, and therefore you are disentitled to the claim that you have been defamed. And he was ordered to pay Honorable Mike Sonko's costs. What's going on in our country? That's it. Okay. All right.